Hi, I'm Howard Eichen, and I'm going to start out with the theme of this video. Don't talk with police. Under the U.S. Constitution, you have a right against self-incrimination, and that right is part of the law and a lot of times part of the Constitution of every single state. So what does that mean? Well, if police question you, you have to identify yourself. But that's pretty much it. When police interview you, when they ask you questions, you have the constitutional right not to tell them anything and not to discuss things with them. So how does that figure in the average situation where someone's arrested? Well, the police are very, very good at their job. And that's no shock to any of you. And they go through many years of training. And basically, they use a number of different techniques to get people to do what the Constitution says you have a right not to do, incriminate yourself. First of all, police are not your friends in a potential arrest situation. And let me repeat that. Police are not your friends, and you shouldn't talk with police. And a lot of times, a police officer will approach you under the guise of being a friend. They'll use phrases like, "We just want to help you. We want to get you the assistance you need. We're worried about you." These are all phrases police officers use to gain your trust and to achieve one goal and only one goal: to make you discuss what just happened to them and for them to be able to gather evidence for their goal, which is to arrest you and for a successful prosecution of you. So what can you do if a police officer starts asking you questions? Well, the very best thing to tell a police officer if they start interviewing you is, besides your identity, and you must show your identity to them, to tell them immediately you don't want to say anything until you have an opportunity to discuss the situation with your attorney. And hopefully that attorney will be us, and we do help people with all arrest situations. At that point, when you say that, it's the police officer's duty to stop questioning you then and there and to wait till you have an opportunity to speak with your lawyer. Now, some police officers will continue questioning you or ask you to empty your pockets or ask you to voluntarily give them other information. You still have the right to refuse to do anything voluntarily. Now, never refuse a police officer if they want to force a search of your pockets or your vehicle, but anytime they ask you for consent, anytime they ask for permission, anytime they ask you to volunteer anything, you can say the same exact thing over and over again. I'd rather not discuss this until I discuss the situation with my attorney. That's your absolute right under the United States Constitution, and the police know about that right. Do you have to sign anything? And this is a very important question because a lot of times law enforcement officers will approach you with a written statement and they'll ask you to sign it. Do not sign that statement. As a matter of fact, that's even worse than discussing the situation with the police officer. Again, they're not your friend. They're looking to arrest you. They're looking for a successful prosecution. So before you discuss anything with police officers, always talk with your attorney. Lastly, one impulse everyone has is to explain to a police officer why they're a good person, why they didn't mean it, why they couldn't possibly have done the crime. There is no upside to this sort of thing. There is only a downside. In other words, if you say something real convincing It's not going to help you. If there's one or two words in what you said that could possibly be used against you, you can pretty much count on it. The police officer will write that up in a report and use it against you. So I'm going to end this video by saying the same thing I've said all along. Don't talk with police officers. Don't sign anything. Don't admit anything. Tell the police officer you want to see your attorney, and don't say anything to anyone in law enforcement till you have someone on your side. This attorney, Howard Eichen, and hopefully we'll be seeing you to handle your situation.